Aloha and welcome back to day 3. Yesterday's video is a short, simple routine you can do daily to just get blood flow into those joints and be more mindful about your posture throughout the day when you're sitting. Today is more in detail explaining why and how to really get the most out of those movements so you can maximize your effort. Basically, I'm all about quality over quantity, and if you're gonna do it, not just do it like Nike said, but do it correctly. So the first one series, it's gonna be a series of little videos that you can click on, so that way you don't have to watch the whole thing. Make it easier for you, and you just pick the one that you care to improve on or need to improve on more than anything. So the first one is on posture, how to assess your own posture using a wall, because if you're not assessing, you're just guessing. And in the beginning, you might need someone in front of you to give you some feedback because you're not able to see or aware. Okay, so posture. I'm going to use the wall. There's walls everywhere, and ideally you want to touch your heel on the wall, but for a lot of people it's very uncomfortable, so feel free to walk your feet away from the wall for now. And then the first thing is get your feet to be about hip width apart. Again, what does that mean? I said that yesterday. Think of ballet first position, and then bring your heel out. Now, if you have a hard time seeing this, use your fingers on your phone or on your computer and zoom in so you can look at the feet, if that helps. And you might have to rewatch this video over again more than once to get that aha moment. Okay. So hip width apart is the first. Second, the middle of your kneecap is in line with second and third toe. Think of drawing a line from the middle of your kneecap down to your feet, and it should be in line with that second and third toe. Or think of a parallel to each other and like a railroad track. Third is tripod for the feet. 2 point on the front and 1 on the heel. The tripod is really tricky. Like the knees in line with second and third toe, someone in front of you might be able to correct that, but the tripod is very tricky because it involves the arches, and even the average person have a hard time seeing. So this is where this little trick will help. You lift your toes slightly off the floor, not your foot, just your toes slightly off the floor, and then gently roll your feet out. And you should feel that sweet spot, because when you overdo it, you feel your foot coming off of the midline of your foot, coming off of the floor. So you're still maintaining that tripod, but when you lift your toes up and slightly roll it out, you find that sweet spot, and that ankle feels really solid, and you actually feel a little bit of your inner thigh and core if you're if you're more conscious and in tune with your body, and that comes with time. Okay, so hip width apart, knees in line with second and third toe, tripod for the feet. Those are the 3 parts for the lower body. For your lower back, you want to slide your hand onto your lower back and make sure that it can go through towards the spine, that it's not going completely through where you can touch it on the other side or feel it and see it on the other side. That's overarching your back and pushing your stomach out. So you want to find the sweet spot where you're not tucking and there's no space, you can't go behind your back at all or go through. You want to find the sweet spot where the back of your hand, especially the second set of knuckle, is right by your spine, touching the back of your spine, on your lumbar spine. Because we have that natural C curve to absorb shock. Okay. And then your shoulder needs to be down and back, arms to your side. Your head should be back and your chin is level. Now a lot of people, their head is forward from just staring at the screen all day long on the phone. So when you ask them to bring their head back, the chin goes up like this, and that's not really productive. So I'd rather you keep the chin level and your head might not touch the wall. And about 80% of people don't. Just today's technology and lifestyle has altered our posture. But the goal is to get your head to touch the wall. And the wall is a great feedback mechanism for you to practice every day, because if you don't feel all those points, you know you're out of alignment. And it shouldn't be uncomfortable. On a scale of 1 to 10, it should be under a 5, at least. Ideally 1. Okay. So, in this position, make sure your knees are not locked out, they're soft, and that you're breathing to that diaphragm that we learned about on the first video, and you're still lifting the spine like we learned on the second video. Then your shoulders should be level and your hips should be level. But a lot of time, majority of people, one shoulder is higher than the other or more forward, one hip is higher or more forward due to lifestyle again, maybe carrying kids on the side, maybe just leaning like this and talking to friends or colleagues, co-workers. Or the head might turn, and this is their normal because of work, the 2 computer screen, of that rotation, constantly staring at those screens. All those daily trauma and repetitive movement has altered our posture, and over time we don't even realize that we're out of alignment. And this is why we have these chronic aches and pains and injuries ultimately. Okay, so going back, a quick review. Ideally, your heel touch the wall. You're touching the wall, your whole body, and your hip width apart. Ballet first position. Bring your heel out. Knees in line with second and third toe, like railroad tracks. Tripod for the feet. If you're not sure, lift your toes slightly, roll your feet out. Soften the knees so you're not hyperextending those knees. Slide your hand onto your back. It should stop at the second set of knuckle. Shoulder back, shoulder down, head back, chin level, arms to your side. And you're still breathing to the diaphragm, still lifting up the spine. Okay. And if this is super, super duper uncomfortable, you're feeling everything pulling, your calf, your shin, your front thigh, your back, your shoulder, your neck, you know you are very, very tight. Everything's out of alignment, and to be in alignment is so much work for those weak muscles and so tight, because the opposite muscles are so dry, they don't even have a give to it, so there's no flexibility. This is where the foam rolling and the fascia cupping and treatment comes in to release those tissue and hydrate it from the outside in, because you can't just drink water and think that's going to hydrate those tissue. It doesn't work that way. It's a whole different subject when it comes to that. So I hope this is helpful, and if you have any question, please feel free to email or call me, Lisi@journeytofitness.com. I look forward to seeing you soon. Aloha.